Well, ever since 2014, the Congress has been in a steady decline. In fact, experts would say that decline went back as far as 1985. But the Modi wave in 2014 in particular has seen the Congress not really being able to recover from its defeat in the Lok Sabha elections back then. It did only marginally better in 2019, but it has also lost power in a number of states. Today, the party which is called the principal opposition party to the BJP is in power in only 2 states in the entire country. It was in power in 9 when Mr. Modi first became Prime Minister. Well, at the moment there is a lot of buzz about a possible Congress revamp under poll strategist Prashant Kishor. There's speculation that he could be joining the party actually very soon. And amongst the senior Congress leaders that Sonia Gandhi is consulting on this is Mr. Digvijaya Singh, who joins us on NDTV today. Mr. Singh, thank you for being with us. So let me get straight to the point. Is Prashant Kishor joining the party?
Well, I really don't know because this is something which is with the Congress president.
But you are part of a committee that she has constituted to give its suggestions on the matter. Can you share with us what your suggestions are?
Our suggestions, but of course you don't expect me to share them with you publicly.
So give us some idea though.
The idea is that we have submitted the report.
Okay, but what do you think of the suggestions that Prashant Kishor has put forward to revamp the party? You saw his presentation, so how do you see those?
He's a statistics man, and he has a political bent of mind, and analysis is quite impressive.
So what was it in particular that stood out for you in his analysis?
Well, nothing very new and nothing that we did not know. It's only a question of how you present an issue and how the party takes up these issues.
One of the things he has suggested in his final presentation to you all was to concentrate only on about 370 to 400 seats on your own and then focus on alliances in the rest of the seats. Is that correct? And how did you all view that suggestion?
That doesn't need a presentation of Mr. Prashant Kishor to say that. As it is, when we see that in some states we are in a direct fight with BJP, and there are some states where we are not in direct fight. We have got alliances also. We had pre-poll alliances in 2014, 2019 also in some states. But of course, this is something which the Congress president has to take a call on.
Is it her final decision also on whether he should be inducted into the party, or is this something you're collectively doing?
Certainly, yes. It is the Congress president who decides.
But what is the feeling in the party about having someone like him on board, possibly in the party? Is there some resistance to that idea?
No, there is no resistance. The people are receptive. The only thing is that to what extent and how and what is something which is being discussed.
It is believed that you are among those who do not favor him being actually getting a post in the party like General Secretary, that perhaps he should be made an advisor or something like that.
No. You see, I haven't had very close association with him, nor did I have very sort of intense interaction with him as such. He is a political analyst and he has suggested a roadmap. But then his journey has been from one party to the other. So that kind of a political commitment, or I would say the ideological commitment, was not obvious. But now that he has come forward with some concrete, I would say, suggestions, and the presentation that he has put up, well, yes, it's quite good.
It's quite good, you say. But it's interesting that you talked about his ideological commitment, given that he's worked for different parties, of course the BJP being primary amongst those. Is there a section of your party that views him warily because of that? Is there some hesitancy to engage with him because of that?
You see, as it is, I don't know how far the fact is, but there are reports that he has his IPAC organization on one side and his own personality on one side. So he's working with with Mamta in West Bengal, rather. Then with Jagan in Andhra.
TRS, Telangana.
With Tamil Nadu, with DMK in Tamil Nadu, that he's been there.
Right. So I'm asking whether that is creating a doubt in the minds of some congressmen about whether...
This is such a large party that there would be some doubts. But at the same time, we have an open mind.
Okay. Let me ask you about, his draft proposal for the Congress's revamp, which we reported on last evening. This was what he had presented to the party last year. Amongst the suggestions he had made was that you have Sonia Gandhi as party president, but you have a working president who is a non-Gandhi and Rahul Gandhi to head a Congress parliamentary board. What did you think of that idea?
I think you can't expect the party to decide the issues of leadership outside the parameters that we work in. Then we have got our organization elections going. The membership cut-off date is over. The voter list is being prepared. So I think all these things will be taken into account when the elections take place, which will be August, September.
So is there a possibility then of having a non-Gandhi as working president of the party? Do you see that possibility?
You see, there is no such thing as working president.
He's creating that post, yeah.
He can't create. It is the constitution which provides.
But it's his proposal. Is it there in his final presentation to you?
Well, I can't say that. I can't sort of share with you.
But do you think it's a good idea?
What?
To have Sonia Gandhi as party president and have a non-Gandhi as a working president?
Well, this is something which the party has to decide.
You must have a view on it. You're a very senior leader.
Yes, I have a view, but I can't share it in public.
Okay, maybe we should talk about the weather. No, I'm joking. But
no doubt about it. I think it's very hot.
It's very hot. No, so you've been very candid in saying that there are some doubts about Prashant Kishor within the Congress because of the fact that he's worked with other parties. Yet you also have an open mind. Do you think that it's actually the things are so bad for the Congress that it's worth taking a big risk? If you don't take that risk now, then you won't take it.
You see, if you see, our base support has remained constant. We got in 2009 about 11 crore votes. 2014 also the same amount. 2019 also the same amount. We have to sort of build up on that. This is something which is challenging.
But you've lost power state by state. Now you're in power in only two states.
Don't forget that even in before Sonia Gandhi became the AICC president, we were in power in only two states, Kerala and Madhya Pradesh.
So you don't think it's a decline?
Of course it's a decline, but at the same time, all is not lost. We have revived. We revived in 67, we revived in 77, we revived post Narasimha Rao ji also.
Sure, but the opposition was very different then. Now you're dealing with the might of Narendra Modi and the BJP.
Nothing in politics is impregnable or which can't be defeated. Everyone said India shining, Atalji can't be defeated, didn't they? But he got defeated in 2004.
But can I ask you that on the question of the leadership of the Congress, since you are saying that you have an open mind on Prashant Kishor, does the party also have an open mind on having a non-Gandhi as a leader? Do you think the time has come to consider that possibility?
Well, when in election, everyone has a right to file a nomination to fight against for the post of president of AICC. No one is stopping them. We had an election. Which other political party has an election for the national leadership of that party? So therefore, it is open. If anyone is interested, he should file the nomination when it comes to the election of the national president of
Congress. But what
Congress
does the majority of the party leadership feel?
How can I say that? I don't represent the majority or the minority. I can't say that. The majority of the congressmen since 1969 in every split has supported the Nehru Gandhi family. And that's it.
But don't you think it's time to look at a possibility of life beyond them, because it's not working for you at the moment?
They're not stopping anyone from contesting.
Is Rahul Gandhi a reluctant leader?
You can't call him a reluctant leader. He's a leader by himself, yes.
No, but you think he's suited to be the party president?
He is a very conscientious person. When he could not deliver in 2019, no one asked for his resignation. He resigned himself. And even after the whole party which always stood by him, he did not accept it. He did not withdraw his resignation. He's a very conscientious person.
Yet he wields power in the party without actually having a post. Is that something that's sustainable?
How do you say that?
Why? Why does he announce who the chief ministerial candidate in Punjab will be? What is his post?
It was with consensus.
Yeah, but why should he announce it? I mean, his sister has at least got a post in the party. He doesn't. My point is, he's not even here in the country right now. He keeps flying out of the country. Is he a 24? He's not a 24/7 politician, Mr. Singh. Is he someone who could really lead the party to take on the 24/7 politics of the BJP?
And I don't know what you think about him, but I'm absolutely certain that he has all the ability to lead the party.
You still think that?
Absolutely, yes.
Despite the track record of the last 8 years?
There's nothing wrong with his track record. He's a very conscientious person. He's a very, I would say, ideologically correct. He's a liberal, modern, secular, socialist. Therefore, I think...
But is he a good leader?
Of course he's a leader. Leader depends on the support that he has within the party or outside. So he has a support in the party.
Okay, so let me ask you about the other suggestion Prashant Kishor has made very strongly, which is about having these strategic alliances, resolving the alliance conundrum, as he's put it in his presentation. We had Mr. Chidambaram on the channel a few weeks ago, and he said that actually the Congress should consider doing alliances state by state and being a junior partner in certain states, including with the Aam Aadmi Party as the lead partner, say in Delhi, Mamata Banerjee as the leading partner in Bengal. Is the Congress ready to do that, to take a step back?
I'm not a spokesperson for Chidambaram ji or for the Congress party. But these are all the things which have to take into consideration when we plan for 2024.
But do you think that there will have to be some compromises made by the Congress also?
See, politics is an art of the possible. So that's it.
So you have an open mind on that also. And what about, handling dissent in the party? Because that's been another big problem. You've faced dissent in Madhya Pradesh, in Punjab.
In Madhya Pradesh?
It's been some time now.
No.
Jyotiraditya Scindia left.
That was because of his ambitions.
So there was no dissent? Nobody tried to talk to him to keep him back?
We tried our best to talk to him, but he had already committed himself.
And so what about the series of people who've left from the party? Sushmita Dev, RPN Singh, Jyotiraditya Scindia, Jitin Prasad.
This is all their personal ambitions which got better of them. Where is the ideological commitment then? You are going there without ideological commitment. You've been criticizing Modi, you've been criticizing BJP, you've been criticizing RSS, and suddenly you find that they have gone there. They have compromised with those whom they were abusing openly. What is this politics?
One way to look at it is that the Congress leadership is just not listening to its own people.
It's not that. Doors are always open for discussion. Who's stopping them?
But then if they were, then why would they leave? Is it just personal ambition?
You better ask them.
But again, I ask you still have issues to deal with, say, in a state like Rajasthan. Just yesterday, Sachin Pilot met the Congress leadership. How is the party dealing with that? Is it still...
I'm not in charge, Didi.
But what would you suggest? Do you think someone like Sachin Pilot should be given charge of Rajasthan?
All congressmen have to work together, unitedly. We are facing a challenge, political challenge. So we have to fight together, stay together to fight the ideology which is divisive, which is anti-poor, which is highly communal, which is, I would say, which is destroying the economy of this country, which is destroying the very social fabric of this country. Is it not important?
But
should we only look at what we are getting, what we are not getting?
But winning elections, isn't winning elections also important?
Is politics confined to that only?
No, but winning elections is important.
Of course.
So where is the Congress messaging going wrong?
Winning and losing an election is a part of the game. Why do you think that the RSS BJP agenda has remained same for the most over 90 years. What new have they offered? They offer only Hindu Rashtra, that's it.
No, my point is, do you agree with Prashant Kishor that you need to revamp your messaging completely, your communication strategy, that there is a disconnect with the grassroots?
No. See, point is, no political leader or no political party can ever be successful without a disconnect with the people. After what is democracy? This is democracy.
So you acknowledge that there's a disconnect at the moment?
No, one has to connect. One has to connect. One has to contact. So that is that. One has to be. What is the political leader if he has no access to people?
Finally, Mr. Singh, when will we know about Prashant Kishor's induction, his proposal, whether you are accepting it, not accepting it? Are we going to get some clarity by next week?
Hopefully.
Hopefully. All right. You're very guarded in your response on that at least, but thank you. Thank you for joining us.
Thank you, Nidhi. Thank you, Nidhi.